I'm coming in like just 1 second.
I'm gonna go high.
My table. Over here. And we got 12 points. Yeah. And I want to show you how many stars we got. On this table, 4 stars.
Good job. How do you get those stars?
She normally said 12, but I want to get to 18 stars. If you get to 24.
Oh, so you do have a behavior thing. It's just your clip moves. Okay. All right, girls, come on.
You know, I think
No,
like
Alexis.
like some kids are gonna go out the door.
Is there a,
This leave on top. And I think they're like,
I said my copy. That's what I was just saying.
Right.
Alexis, no. Emily.
Don't erase that stuff.
oh no, I don't think I would. She's not.
But I can try.
Girls.
I love you now.
hang in there.
But you know how I'm running the class of
That's how Come here. You're gonna stay with me.
I would say that it's No, I haven't seen it. Okay, yeah. Because it could be more like that. Yeah, so. Yeah. The seat up. I didn't get any further actually. Okay, alright. So it's the whole basketball thing.
Wow, there's a lot of you. Welcome. Okay, you are in. My name's Amy Lee, and I'm the English language arts teacher and the social studies teacher for the 3rd grade. And this is the classroom that students learn in English language arts and social studies. Here are some of the things that we're going to be covering today. We're going to go over class schedule, curriculum, behavior management, and parent-teacher conference, and communication. Before we start, I'm going to quickly go over an introduction about myself. I would say if I were to use 3 adjectives, it is that I am creative and explorative and inquisitive. And those are some of the things that I like to use in my classroom. Here is a quick blurb of the schedule of my homeroom. Sorry. And you don't have to write everything down. It's going to be uploaded on the homepage. So, as you notice that portion of the time is given in ELA, and the other portion is Mandarin Language Arts, and the other portion is the enrichment program. Okay, I'm going to go over the curriculum really quick. So I teach English language arts and social studies. For English language arts, there are 4 main focus that I have in my classroom. Mainly, to start, it's grammar and vocabulary. For grammar, we are covering basically all parts of speech and punctuation and how it's used in writing. For vocabulary, we are covering Latin root words, phonics, and reading comprehension. And these are tested every Thursday. For reading and writing, there are 3 focus for reading and writing. We are doing narrative elements, nonfiction elements, and some informational elements that we cover. So for the narrative element, we are having students recount stories and go over conflict, characters, and character motivations. And to do that, we have them tell a story and recount experiences, both orally and in writing. For nonfiction reading, we are covering a lot of nonfiction reading in this grade. One of the things that we do is going through main ideas and supporting details, connecting ideas, and writing topic-based paragraphs or essays. For social studies, we are doing these units. And a lot of these are based on Native American culture. And what I'm doing basically are connecting the social studies content with the English language arts units, and so we are mostly working on projects. So, for example, one of the projects that we just did were going over the community that we live in, and students having to read nonfiction stories and picking jobs that fit that they would like to be in the future, and writing an excerpt about that. Okay, homework is given out on Monday. Every Monday, a packet will be sent out with a vocabulary list, and it is also picked up the week after. So homework is checked every week, and it is part of the grade. And the vocabulary and grammar quiz that I mentioned, that is actually going to be held every week, is going to be part of the grade as well. There is also a unit test that's given up to 6 weeks, and that is also going to be part of the grade. Okay, here are some of the rules that I use in the classroom. So one of the things that's really important in the classroom is keeping rules, because if we don't have very solid rules, students would not be able to understand what is valued here and what is important here. And so by having these foundational rules, students can learn to respect not only the teacher but the peers, and also learn to socialize and have skills that's not only academic but behavior. For the behavior part, there are two systems of behavior management. One of them is reward, and the other one is punishment. Not punishment, but negative reinforcement. Man, I'm really nervous right now. For the reward, there are two main rewards in the classroom. As you've noticed, when you walk into the classroom, there are these hanging circles. These hanging circles are there to give group points. So we do a lot of group activities, and students need to learn to work together in groups. And so they start basically at 0, and if they reach certain points, they get a star. And based on the star, they get privileges on certain activities that we do in class. We have the rainbow chart over there. That is for individuals. If they do a good job, they get an excellent. They move up to excellent or superb. And if they do a poor job, they move down. For moving down, they're given 3 warnings. If they're caught doing something wrong, they're gonna be given a warning. After 3 warnings, if they're still continuing to do that, they're gonna move down. And same thing with the red part. If they move down to the red part of the rainbow chart, they're gonna be given a note that looks like this. It's like a quarter piece of paper, where I checked that they didn't follow the instruction, or they weren't treating others with respect, etc. Oh, it's okay. The other type of incentive is sunshine note. If students go up to the super part, they receive a sunshine note saying that they did a really good job. So if your child brings this one home, they did a really good job at school, so you should give them a hug or something. So next up, we're gonna cover questions, but for now, here is the email. If you have questions, you can ask me. My haiku haiku page is under construction right now, so if you have anything, any questions, please let me know.
Hi parents, I'm Ms. Shen. I'm in charge of the Mandarin Language Arts and Math for both classes, and also I will do part of the Science and Mandarin with both classes, mainly regarding informational text reading. Before I start my session, I want to introduce to you my haiku page. It's not perfect and it will never be perfect. It's www.tinyurl.com/shenparentpage. I'm trying to have everything on my own page for parents to easily find the materials even for Mandarin Language Arts and Math. And also I have some other materials that I'm going to talk about in a second. So here is my parents' haiku page, and I have different pages, news for my room. Of course, Miss Lee, when her page is ready, she will have this too, news for room A6. Sometimes we have, we share the same news. Sometimes we might have different news. And then here is a page for back to school night. So whatever that I am going to share today, you can find it all here. So this is my agenda. Our daily schedule for our class looks like this. So Monday is always a short day. Students will be picked up at 1:30. So on Monday, we will only be able to cover Mandarin Language Arts and Math and also ELA. From Tuesday to Friday, this is our schedule. So I do math with both classes in the morning. So here, when you see this session, when my student goes to Miss Lee for ELA, Miss Lee's student will come to me for math. And I do Mandarin Language Arts with both classes after lunch. This is also on my haiku page. And now I want to skip the before school procedure and dismissal procedure, directly jump to curriculum. So for Mandarin, we do My First Chinese Reader, Volume 4 from Better Chinese, and we just got the online account assigned, so it'll be up, on my haiku page, so you can go there to look for your child's logon information. There are 12 lessons in Volume 4, and I'm trying to connect the lessons together to, to form themes in order to make the lessons more meaningful to the student. So sometimes, you might think this lesson may not, fit in under this, theme perfectly, but I think by putting them together, student will be able to make more connections to produce more work in Mandarin Language Arts. And something that I did new last year and also this year I'm going to do it too is a poetry unit. I'm trying to use 4 Seasons as an easy entry point to teach the student how Chinese children's poem works. And they will be able to write their own poem at the end. And I'm hoping that this year we can use their poems again to do the student book publishing projects. Last year we did I did it for both classes. It turned out really, really beautiful. And then for math, we're doing Envision Math, which is based on Common Core standards. And also this year, our district has adopted a new curriculum for the mainstream classes, which is called My Math. So I aligned those two curriculum together side by side to make sure that the connections are well made, and when the district is giving assessment from My Math, our students are doing the same thing. They can meet the same standards. In science, as I mentioned, that it'll be partially taught in English and partially taught in Mandarin. That is that Mandarin, the scientific language in Mandarin is very challenging to our students. So we want to make sure that they can access to both language and also the content. So when the language gets very challenging, we will have Ms. Lee support the students. When the language is not as challenging, I will use it to teach informational text reading to the students. For homework, math is something we're doing something new this year. It is still a weekly packet that goes home every Monday, but my goal is to discuss the answers with the students every day so that their questions are well addressed and and answered in a timely manner. I cannot imagine like getting the packets from both classes back on a Monday and then spend a lot of time grading individual packets. In that case, they will never be getting anything in a timely manner. So right now, our student is learning to form that habit of bringing their homework back every day. If parents can remind them of taking it back to school, it'll be awesome, right? However, I do understand that sometimes we have family events, we have extracurricular activities that will not give our student enough time to do the homework every night. So you still have your, you can still work on your own pace. But just keep in mind that if they can talk about it every day, they come to school with the questions that they want to ask and they get the answer, I think that will be very, that will support their learning in a better way. For Mandarin, I plan to do each lesson in 2 weeks, so students will get bi-weekly homework packets, and I will always mark the due date on top of the first page, so you will see when it is due. And we do a lesson in 2 weeks to make sure that student gets support in learning all the characters, the vocabulary, sentence structures, and we also do writing projects to help them strengthen their writing skills in Mandarin. My management system is similar to what Mrs. Lee is doing. I also do the Rainbow Club. The only thing that's different is I have one more color above green and one more color down below green. I just wanted to give them more chance to prove that they can do even better, much better, or give them more chance to correct their inappropriate behavior before they really get down to red. And also, like, a student will be able to move up from a color and also move down from a color. The colors for students to get rewards is green, blue, purple, and pink. So green is the basic one. Everybody start on green every day. If they remain on green that day, they will get 1 sticker or 1 stamp. If they move up to blue, it'll be 2 stickers and 2 stamps. Purple will be 3 stickers and 3 stamps. Pink will be like a very, very like a wonderful for for today. So they will get 3 stickers plus a positive note to parents. And I would like to have that note back to me so that I can post it in my classroom to give this student more encouragement to do even better on the following days, and also give other students some motivation too. Consequences are if they get 3 warnings, they will move down to yellow, and they will lose 5 minutes of recess. Another 2 more warnings, they will go down to orange. They will lose 10 minutes of recess time, and usually for students who are on orange, they might need some cool down, like calm down time. They will be separated from the whole class. They will be sitting by themselves, like I call it individual island. So they won't be able to interrupt others, and they will have some time to really reflect what they just did. And if a student got 6 warnings, then he or she is going to lose all 15 minutes of the recess, and then parents will be contacted. And I have one special rule, that is if a student cannot keep his or her hands to him or herself, usually physical to other students, there will be no warnings, no 3 warnings. The student will straight go down to yellow, and he or she is going to lose 15 minutes of recess. One last thing I want to mention is parent-teacher conference. I have made an Excel form. I will talk to our technology consultant and see how I can put this up on my Haiku page, so parents can just sign up online. What we do is that we do 20 minutes per slot. In this 20 minutes, you will be talking with both Ms. Lee and me. So if you see the time 3:45 to 4:05, Lee/Shen. It means that you will go into the classroom, talk to Miss Lee first, and then move to another section of the classroom and talk to me. And we have the same time slot, 3:45 to 4:05, but with my name in front, Miss Lee's name next. It means that when you come into the classroom, you will be talking to me first and then move to Miss Lee. So we will have two parents come into the classroom at the same time. One goes to me, one goes to Miss Lee. After 10 minutes, we switch. So in this way, we can cover both classes. If you have any questions, you're welcome to email me. And when this is ready to go up online, I will email parents. But if you have time to sign up, you are able to find a time slot that works for you, you're welcome to fill it in. And since we still have a few minutes, I will just mention birthday party policy. Miss Lee and I, we have the same birthday party policy. We want one combined birthday party each month. So since right now we're doing the enrichment and rotation every from Tuesday to Friday at the end of the day, that only leaves us Mondays, so we can do it at the end of the day to celebrate with the students, with the whole class. So I think for both classes we have birthday coordinators. That's Miss Lee's class is Sophia's mom, and for my Mrs. Liu, and for my class it's Lila's mom, Mrs. Gordon. So Mrs. Gorman, sorry. So every month at the beginning, I will let her know. We will let both moms know that these are the students who were born in this month, and these moms will help contact the other parents, figure out a date, and then we can have the celebration in the classroom. It is always very interesting that if you can bring in like a short activity to do with a student, it does not have to always be reading a book to them. It can be some hands-on activities. And last year, one of the parents in my class, she actually did a dancing session with a student. So they have to dance to the music, and then when the music stopped, everybody freeze, and then they can resume the music. So they had a good time. They had a lot of fun with that. And that's pretty much what I wanted to cover with all of you. And if you have questions, I'm sorry I didn't write down my emails, but I know that my email is posted on our Shutterfly webpage. So shushen.le@pusd.us. This is my email. If you have questions, you can contact me at this email address. And I don't know whether I should say this or not. I would like parents to excuse me from replying to emails on Saturdays. I do want to make sure that I have some family time with my little daughter, with my parents. So I will reply to emails every Sunday, because I work on Sundays to make sure that planning is done, and then all the materials that parents and students need to have are sent out to or uploaded online. So if I could be excused from replying to emails on Saturdays, I will be very thankful. Thank you. Do you have any questions? Yes.
The kids are mentioning music classes, or
Yes, it's only for third grade students. Students will get violin classes every Tuesday for 30 minutes. And right now the sessions are happening in our classroom, but later when the music bungalow is ready for us to use, student will go there and use the instrument, use the violin to learn to play some songs.
so then enrichment time.
No, that's not. That's actually another enrichment program that we provide, that the district is providing for third graders. Yeah. So for my class, they're having the session from 10:30 to 11. For Miss Lee's class, it's from 11 to 11:30. Yes.
So it's available to all students.
It's available to all third graders. Yeah.
I wanted to know, I also heard about swimming and then the Glendale Community College event. Is that the same thing?
No, that's not. The Glendale Community College is a science field trip that I booked for all third graders. It'll happen on the 2nd of October. And what we will be doing there is that we will have guided hands-on activities with the professors and teachers over there, and then we will be able to visit their planetarium to learn the solar system. Right, so that's a one-day event. Swimming will happen in October, so I think the first day is October the 14th, and it will end on the 4th of November. So during those weeks, the student will go swimming every day, including Monday. They will get swimming suits from Rosewell, so that they don't need to bring in their own stuff. They also have goggles for the student. However, if your child is using a goggle with prescribed lenses, that he or she really needs it, in the water, then we can have him or her bring it to the swimming sessions.
Towels or
They have towels for us.
towels?
Yes. Right. Yes, they have lockers for the students to keep their stuff.
Hair set, comb, brush.
No. So if a girl wants to bring her own comb, that'll be fine.
Goes with the change.
It'll be some of the student instructors and also the class of teachers. So since we're both female, we'll all be with the girls. The years before, last
May I have your
year.
attention, please? At this time, please begin to wrap up your first session, as the second session should be starting very soon. Thank you.
The last year and the year before, the boys were only with the male instructors from Rosewell over there. And also we were able to